morning, everybody. Welcome to Freedom Fire. My name is Kendall Bowman. If you were hoping that the United States would not need to get too heavily involved in the war between Israel and Palestine, well, unfortunately, I'm going to have to remove us from those hopes because of stories like this. From Al Jazeera, U.S. airstrikes kill 11 in Syria after a drone strike killed a contractor. Pentagon says airstrikes carried out in retaliation for drone attack on U.S. base that killed one person and injured 6. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are officially at war. We have fired the rockets. We've done the airstrikes. It's happening. Let it be World War III. I mean, you kind of just have to laugh through it, you know? I mean, that's really the only way to get through things at this point, because if you allowed your true emotions to show, we would be burning the world down at this point. Who knows? Maybe that's what needs to happen. I'm gonna get into this story. Let's see what Al Jazeera has to say on this. The United States military has carried out multiple airstrikes in eastern Syria against Iran-aligned groups that it blamed for a deadly drone attack that killed a contractor, injured another, and wounded 5 U.S. soldiers. Although American forces stationed in Syria have been targeted by drones before, fatalities are rare. The U.S. raids, which a United Kingdom-based monitor said killed 11 pro-Iranian fighters, were in retaliation for a drone attack on Thursday against a U.S.-led coalition base near Hasakeh. That's a word. In northeastern Syria at 1:38 p.m., which would be 10:38 GMT. The Pentagon said in a statement, U.S. intelligence assessed the attacking drone was Iranian in origin. Pentagon Chief Lloyd Austin said the U.S. then targeted groups affiliated with Iran's Islamic Revolution Guard Corps, adding that he authorized the retaliatory raids at the direction of U.S. President Joe Biden. Ah, yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are officially at war in the Middle East. And no, I'm just going to come out and say it. No, we are not at war with some Iran proxies, okay? With some proxy groups of the state of Iran. No, we are not at war with them. We are at war with them and Iran officially. And if you think that we're not, let me just remove you from that hope and that opinion. From CNN Politics, Pentagon says 900 U.S. troops have deployed or are deploying to the Middle East amid heightened tensions. Now, that's not specifically what I wanted you to get from this article, although that is important that they are sending more and more troops. That just proves the point. We're getting more and more involved in this conflict, sending more and more troops over. It's very likely that there will be more in the coming days. There's already 19,000 troops in the Eastern Mediterranean waiting for some kind of order. Okay, now they're sending more to U.S. Bases all across the Middle East. But there's something specifically in this article that I want you to get, okay? Let's read. Roughly 900 U.S. troops have been deployed or are deploying to the Middle East amid heightened tensions in the region after a series of attacks on coalition bases that resulted in minor injuries for almost 24 troops. These include forces that have been on prepare to deploy orders and which are deploying from the continental United States. Pentagon spokesman Brigadier General Pat Ryder told reporters on Thursday. Deployed and deploying units include a terminal high-altitude area defense battery from Fort Bliss, Texas. That right there is extremely important. This is called a THAAD system, okay, or a THAAD battery, okay? This is meant to take out terminal high-altitude rockets, essentially, okay? These are rockets that these little proxy groups don't have. Hamas does not have these rockets. You want to know who does have these rockets? Iran. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the United States is deploying troops. They are sending equipment. They are sending military machinery in order to fight Iran. And, of course, all of these attacks on U.S. bases have either come directly from Iran proxies or directly from Iran themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, it would appear that we are once again in a hot conflict. That's what it would appear to be. I don't know, man. I don't know where we go from here. All I wanted was peace. That's all we wanted, man. That's all we wanted. Let's continue. Ryder added that the deploying units would not be going to Israel and are intended to support regional deterrence efforts and further bolster U.S. force protection capabilities. You have to understand this, okay? The United States is not worried about Israel. They're not. They're not worried about Israel. They're not sending these troops or these systems, these THAAD systems over there. They're not sending them over there to protect Israel from Hamas or from Hezbollah. They're not worried about Israel getting destroyed. Okay? They're not. They are sending over this equipment in order to attack Iran, or to at least facilitate an attack on Iran by Israel. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know where we go from here, man. Just the continuous wars. The continuous wars. I don't know if you guys might have heard, but last night the United States government, or Joe Biden himself, stated that he would be sending $150 billion more worth of our military equipment to Ukraine. A war that suddenly no American cares about. But we just keep sending equipment, even though our military has been depleted. The dollar has been depleted. Our economy has been depleted. Inflation is through the roof. People can't afford to buy groceries. If you look at if you go to trueflation.com and you look at Trueflation and what the true inflation rate is, it's estimated to be up at around 23%. So all the lies about, oh, it's 3%, it's 7%, it's 8%, that's bull, man. They are lying to us. They're lying to us. Which, of course, we know that. It's nothing new that the United States government would lie. It's just that the lies they're saying right now have blatant effects on your life. They heavily affect your daily life. Ladies and gentlemen, these wars that we are so adamant about getting involved in, I don't know if we're ready for. Because the American people are not used to having a hot conflict in the United States on U.S. soil. What is exactly what I mean by that. If we get too heavily involved in this, you know what? We're already involved enough. Let me rephrase what I'm about to say. We're already too heavily involved, and I guarantee you there are terrorists in the United States already planning something big. Okay? Now, I have no knowledge of what would be being planned, okay? I have no idea. But with the amount of terrorists on FBI terrorist watch lists that have come across our southern border, there were 18 terrorists coming across our southern border that were captured by Border Patrol just in the month of September. just in the month of September. Ladies and gentlemen, we have no idea just how many of those terrorists got away. We have no idea. I guarantee you, there are terrorists in the United States right now, and they are planning an attack. They are. Why would they not be? With how heavily we're getting involved in the Middle East, why would they not be planning something? You've seen what they've done in Israel. You've seen attacks that they've done in Europe. Why would they not do something here? You've seen 9/11. There has been over 900, I believe over the last 5 to 10 years, I believe that's the number. There have been over 900 physical attacks on the U.S. power grid. Over 900 physical attacks. That's not including things like cyber attacks and things like that. 900 physical attacks on the U.S. power grid. China said that if they were going to attack the United States, that is the first thing they would attack, is the power grid. Ladies and gentlemen, look, I'm not here to try to scare you, okay? That's not what I want to do. What I do want to do is inform you of what's going on around you, and then warn you. You need to be prepared, okay? It looks as if we are involved now. We are basically at war with Iran and with these Iran proxies in the Middle East, okay? That's the reality. And if you think that we're not because, the U.S. Congress hasn't officially declared war, then, I would point to history where we have not declared war on anyone since World War II, okay? And we've been involved in a lot of wars since then. So our government doesn't exactly feel like they need to declare war in order to go and go kill people in the Middle East, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to be prepared, okay? If we end up in a war with Iran, if we end up in a war with Russia, then it is likely that China is probably going to take advantage of that and is going to try to take Taiwan, which means we'll probably end up in a war in China, okay? That's multiple fronts. That is multiple fronts all across the globe, okay? Our military is not prepared for that. It's not. I've said it multiple times in my previous videos. The U.S. oil reserve has been depleted due to Biden selling it off, just to try to keep gas prices down because of his failed policies. We've been selling off all of our military equipment to Ukraine, so that's been depleted. There's already been shortages of ammunition that have been talked about within the military. And of course, the military has heavily struggled to maintain its recruiting numbers and to keep its recruiting numbers up. We are not ready for a war on 3 fronts. We're not. 4 fronts if you include the attacks that will happen in the United States. The attacks are coming. They're going to come. You don't get these kinds of radical Islamic jihadi individuals. You know what I'm saying? These people who believe in this level of radicalization, okay? You don't get these types of people in the United States and not have them do something that would kill a lot of people, okay? That's the thinking that's going on in my head right now. These are radical jihadists. We know what they've done in Israel. We know what they've done in Europe. Why would they not do that here? Ladies and gentlemen, the attacks are coming. Okay? So there will be war on 4 fronts: Russia, Iran, China, and the home front. The military is not ready. So what will they do to try to combat this? They will implement a draft. They're going to implement a draft. Now, me personally, I'm not going to go fight for Joe Biden. I won't do it. I won't. I will sit in a jail cell and go on a hunger strike. I don't care. I really don't. I will sit in a jail cell and I will go on a hunger strike. I will not go and fight for Joe Biden's woke military. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go fight for, for what? For Taiwan? For what? Israel? For what? Ukraine? I'm not going to go fight unless the war is here. Who knows? Maybe if I could join like National Guard, maybe, State Guard. I don't know. Something like that. I might pursue something like that. But if those aren't options, I don't think I'm joining up, man. I will sit in a jail cell and I will go on a hunger strike. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to go fight for the woke military for some far off lands that I don't really care about. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm a supporter of Israel. I like that Israel is an ally. I want Israel to prosper. As a Christian, I want Israel to prosper. That land is quite sacred to me. That's the land that Jesus walked. So obviously, I don't want Israel to die. Okay, I don't want Israel to be destroyed. But I don't think I'm willing to go and die and leave my family and leave my daughter without a father for Israel. I'm not. I'm not willing to go leave my child without a father over Taiwan or Ukraine. I'm not doing it. Now, you can make that decision based on your beliefs. I'm not doing it, man. And personally, I don't think you should do it either. Force this government to get out of these wars. Tell them, you don't have the troops to go fight all these wars that you've suddenly got yourself involved in. You don't have the manpower. And we're not going to fight for you. Just say no. Sit in a jail cell for a couple weeks. Go on a hunger strike. I don't know, man. I don't know. I would much prefer sitting in a jail cell, going on a hunger strike, telling them that we're not going to fight for you over getting my head blown off over some land that I don't give a crap about. Oh, but we need Taiwan for the chip manufacturing. We should have never sent it over there to begin with. That should have been made in America. And here's the thing. All of the major chip manufacturers, they can just build plants here. Is it going to take a little while? Sure. But they can build their manufacturing plants here. And they will. If Taiwan gets taken, they'll just build them here. That's the reality. So I'm not super worried about Taiwan. Israel has a very strong military. I'm not super worried about Israel. Ukraine, I never cared about Ukraine. Look, I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to go fight for Joe Biden. If there is a draft implemented, I will not be joining. I'm not doing it, man. And I don't think you should either. But that's your choice, and I can't make it for you. All right, I'm going to have another video for you guys coming on Monday. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment down in the comment section, and share the show with your friends. Follow me on all the socials down in the description, and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified whenever we put out new videos. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.